Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, good holiday, and wish you guys the best in 2021. I know that nobody's upset to see good old 2020 in our rearview mirror. But this morning I'm heading over to Matt's house, and I'm going to do an update on his $1,000 square body. He's making some progress. I took his block to the machine shop last week when I took my block to the machine shop. My block's getting the final round of machining, and his block is going to be machined and cleaned up. So I did that. So we're making progress, or he's making progress, and he's done a little bit of painting, and I can't wait to see this up close because he's literally rattle cannon this thing, spray paint, and it looks really, really good in the pictures. He says it doesn't look good up close, but that's yet we'll see, right? So anyways, on my way to his house, be there in a second, and I'll give you guys show you guys his truck and where he's at. All right, so there's the beast, $1,000 Chevrolet square body, and I can tell Matt has done some work on this thing. So I'll show you in a little bit more detail here in a second, but there's no windshield on it, and he's started to paint. And you gotta love Matt. He's painting it with a rattle can, so it's going to be literally a spray paint job, which I think is great. It's a budget way to paint a vehicle, and I think it's going to look great. There he is. There's Matt.
It's cold here in Georgia.
Yeah, we picked hey, let's do an update on your square body, and we picked the day that's like 35 degrees out. So he's going to fire this thing up, and let's see if she starts. She's got no windshield. She's got no windshield. See if she starts. We're going to get her out, and then we'll walk you around and show you guys his progress. So far, it's pretty normal. This is about my luck with old vehicles and trucks. Of course, Matt's truck starts every time. All right, Matt, so since the last update, what progress have we made?
Let's see. We picked a color.
We
on that.
Picked a color? Is that like a DuPont paint, or?
No, it's straight out of Rust-Oleum, I think, Hunter Green or something like that. I'll show you the color.
Rattle can.
I think it looks pretty good. You know?
I think it looks awesome,
yeah,
dude.
See what people feedback gives and all that. Got the front bumper off, which was a bear. Of course, all of the carriage bolts, you know, that go through the square part of the bumper were all rusted on the back, and I hit it with PV blaster, and most of them I had to end up cutting off with a Sawzall or a cutoff wheel. But I've got the new bumper in the back, so we're going just with a steel metal black bumper in the front.
You've done a lot of sanding.
Got this fender here done. I felt like I wasn't making any progress. I was just so scattered. You know, I just felt like I had this overwhelming project on my hands. So I was like, what if I just do a few fenders and pick a color? Then I'll feel like I'll get some motivation, and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, in the weather turned, and got
Little nasty. One bite at a time, right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, you know, and that's how you eat an elephant.
Yeah.
So, unlike your Jeep and your Camaro, which the bolts, they're old cars, but the bolts are not rusted.
California Camaro.
Yeah. This one's pretty scaly, and I know in our earlier updates, you know, when we first pulled it up, you know, $1,000 bucks, I was like, yeah, it's not even rusted out. Which, it's not rusted out, but it's got some scale on it for sure. So I know one of the biggest things was, you see it's got no windshield in it now. So where I thought there was just a small spot of rust on the other side, when we pulled the windshield out, lo and behold,
yeah,
we've got more hiding over here.
There, so. And over here.
Correct. And I'm glad I did pull that windshield out, because I was going to try to just patch that section, because I was really worried about breaking the windshield, because the windshield's in good shape. But once we got the windshield out, we saw that over there, so I'm glad that all
So you saw this one, you didn't see that one?
Correct.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, yeah, where the molding comes around right here, I can see that. That was all covered by the molding.
Okay.
So I'm glad we pulled that out. I had some help getting that out.
I mean, for spray paint, this does not look bad.
No, and it's just a fog coat, so I mean, I'll cover that up, you know, just some pinholes.
Yeah.
Just come back with some 400 grit wet sand, and I think it'll turn out pretty nice.
So you guys will have to tell us what you think, but I think it looks great. And picture the whole truck in that kind of OD green color. It's gonna be really cool.
So I did pick up a new slider rear window.
Yeah.
$50 score off Facebook Marketplace. I don't like how this is so collapsed and short. I've never seen one like that, and it just bothers me. So I found a factory one that, you know, the windows are much larger and it opens.
So you think that is that an aftermarket?
Yeah, definitely an aftermarket.
Really?
One there. Yeah.
So why would someone put in an aftermarket rear window that makes the window smaller?
I guess at that time it was probably one of the Pep Boy specials or
Yeah,
something. I don't know, so.
Good old Pep Boys, huh?
But I've got a little bit of rust under that section there, so I'm hoping when I pull this gasket out, I don't find an issue over here too. So,
well, if you do, you'll fix it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's that patch of rust he was talking about, and hopefully that doesn't go into the seal area, but we'll find out, or Matt will find out when he takes it out. And so Matt bought of course he got a window for 50 bucks, right? So now he's what, $1,000 and $1,050? $1,050 into this project?
A little more than that. This bumper, brand new from AMD, was on sale for $49.99.
Okay, so you're 1,100 into it.
Yep. Free pipe for our
free pipe
bumper.
So how much did that pipe cost?
Free.
Scrap pile.
Yeah.
And
kind of, you know.
No, that is so cool.
Fits in with those body lines there.
That's really cool. So you got that bumper you said for 50 bucks?
Yeah, brand new AMD.
Wow, that's
up there in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Auto Metal Direct.
So 1,100
sale.
1,100 bucks.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more than that in there. Remember, we got the 14 bolt over in the woods.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got the 14 bolt. So now we're like $1,112.
Yeah. If anybody out there has 8-lug caliper brackets, I'm in need of a set, because I can convert the factory 10 bolt to an 8-lug, and all you need are the caliper brackets. The hubs and bearings you can buy at the parts store, but the caliper brackets are no longer made. And if anybody has a pair out there,
8-lug caliper brackets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to help me out with my windshield repair and mocking up that bumper, I've got an old AC/DC Lincoln stick welder there, but to do that sheet metal work, you know, that just burns right through it. So I picked up this Forney Easy Weld. Haven't even got it out of the box yet. Got really good reviews. I picked it up off Amazon, but it's rated, you know, one of the top 5 best MIG welders under $500, and I think it was $229 on sale.
229 bucks. Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, it got fantastic reviews. It's a 110, 140 amp. So we'll use that for that lightweight sheet metal repair.
Yeah, I think I paid right about $450 for my Hobart.
Hobart, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
From Tractor Supply. So
Yeah.
$229.
Yeah. Like I said, got great reviews, so we'll see.
Yeah, he hadn't even taken it out of the box yet, so we'll follow up with some more information about this. But $229 for a MIG welder, you can't beat that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. So what do we got going on in the engine area?
Well,
Because she runs.
she runs. She absolutely runs. A little small block in there. So there's 2 things, John, I'm never going to let you down on. It's the single exhaust on your Camaro, and now it's the fact
I didn't do it.
that we have video footage. My block is bigger than your block.
Yeah. So the other day, I guess it was what, last Saturday, so
Yeah,
about
it
a week
was.
ago. I
God,
took
the weather was beautiful just a week ago. Yeah.
I know. So I took my engine block to the machine shop for the final round of machine work, and we took Matt's big block. I can't even say that with a straight face, man. We took Matt's big block, so I had both the engine blocks in the back of my truck. We took some footage of that. Let's go to that real quick. All right, so it's Saturday morning, and I've got my block in the back of my truck there, and I'm over at Matt's house, and we're picking up his 454 big block to go have that thing cleaned. And you're not going to get it honed, right? No boring.
The bores are in perfect shape.
Bores are good.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do to it?
Just hot tank it, you know, clean it up, vat it, and freeze plugs and cam bearings.
Okay.
And then new crank, new rods, or new bearings, I'm sorry. all the way through it. But no, these cylinders, I mean, there's no ridge on the top.
7.4.
Oh.
Woo!
You can still see the factory cross hatching in there. So.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of scoring, but I mean, that'll be all right. It's just spun and bearing on the bottom end.
Well, that really looks heavy, guys. Look how much bigger that block is compared to the 350. That is crazy. Look at the size of that damn crankshaft.
Boys, man.
I was gonna say, man, I don't even want to hear it, dude. Never gonna say that crap again.
Single exhaust, turn down, 3-inch tools. Nah, it's...
All right, so we got your motor down at the engine shop. What are you planning to do to it?
So originally I was just going to have them clean it up. The bores were pretty clean, no ridge up on top. That motor had spun a main bearing, and
they knew that, like right away. They knew
did.
that.
They did.
The guy looked at it, Kevin.
Kevin, yeah.
And within like 2 seconds, he's like, "This motor spun a bearing," and I'm like, "Yep." Like literally, I don't know how. That's just experience.
I know, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's just experience.
So I was trying to do, keep the budget down. Was just going to basically throw a new crank in it, have the motor cleaned up, not honed or bored, and get it back running. But after thinking about it and talking to you, John, we decided to go ahead and let Kevin go ahead and punch it out. So he's going to do a cylinder and see if it cleans up at 30 or if we have to go 40. I'm pretty sure it'll clean up at 30 because it was a standard block.
And it's never been
bored. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And then he was going to check that number 2 main and see if we need to do a line bore on it. And then he'll let me know. And it's going to end up good because those were flat top pistons that were in it, and the LS5 semi-closed chamber heads that I have going on that motor. It's a Gen 6 block, but I'm putting Mark 4 heads on it. The Gen 6s are compatible. They're the factory roller, and that's why they're desirable. The Mark 5s...
I mean, everybody knows that, yeah.
Hey, the Mark 5s, some you could, some you couldn't.
I'm kidding, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the Gen 6 blocks, you can put any cylinder head on a Gen 6.
Gotcha.
So, a lot of interchangeability there. But and like I said, it's the factory roller setup. So Kevin's going to go ahead and punch it out for us, and then that'll work out better because, like I said, it was going to be a flat top motor. It was probably going to come in at under 8-to-1 with those flat tops and those semi-open chamber heads. So we're going to go with a probably a 2 1/4 dome piston, get it up around 9 3/4, maybe 10-to-1. So that motor will run much better. She deserves it. So
Yeah.
she deserves it.
I was gonna say 8-to-1's pretty.
It's pretty anemic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and if you're gonna go through the trouble of boring it out and everything, you think,
right.
Let's get a little punch to it, right?
Yeah, I'm just disappointed because I already got the crank, and I was hoping to just throw a crank in the bottom of it. Now I'm kicking myself. I should have just got a complete 496 rotating assembly. So, live and learn.
You can still do that.
I could, but I've got a brand new crank sitting in there. I could. So,
And then when my next project, my next truck, Jeep, whatever it might be, we'll put a big block in it and I'll use that crank.
there you go. Well, I know you're jealous of my block now, John.
No, it really was funny. It really was funny when
And it really is snowing.
Yeah, I know. But when you looked at the 2 blocks side by side, it was really funny how much bigger the big block is compared to the small block.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, it was a picture
Yeah.
worth 1,000 words. I mean, I've never seen small block, big block side by side, and that was really cool to see.
Well, and if you can grab a pic of the engine bay here, I mean, a big block just looks at home sitting in there. It's just begging for it.
You got a lot of, you got a lot of room.
Yep.
Lots of room. All right, Matt. So in all seriousness, painting a vehicle is very expensive. It's not a skill set that I have. I paid, what did I pay for my Jeep? $3,400 to have my Jeep painted, and there's not a lot of sheet metal on a Jeep.
A lot of taping though.
A lot of taping,
Yeah.
and the whole interior was Line-X'd.
Yeah.
So it was just the exterior, and it's an expensive part of doing stuff like this. And I have always thought about, I've seen videos of people spray painting their vehicles, and I've always thought, like even my Camaro, I want to do it flat black, and I want to rattle can it, and I think you can make that look good.
Rattle can flat black is really hard. Erin's Element is flat black, and I think she said she had Mako do it, and
wow,
it's actually turned out really nice. A hot rod flat black is actually a very, very difficult paint job to not get splotchy, and you'll have the shiny and dull spots. It's not as easy as everybody thinks, for sure.
Okay, so I guess I'm not doing flat black on my Camaro.
You can, but I wouldn't spray bomb it. So
so what'd you do here?
So this is spray bomb.
So that's Rust-Oleum?
Yep, Hunt Club green, satin.
Hunt Club green.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep. So I've painted lots of vehicles in my past. Some have turned out really good, some not so good. The way I approached it, and kind of, John, when you embarked on your Jeep project, we talked a lot about, you can pay somebody to do something, and it might not be any better than somebody who does it themselves and puts pride into it. So have my paint jobs,
I definitely learned that with my Jeep.
Sure. Were my paint jobs show quality on vehicles done in the past? No. I did it myself. I knew where all the little flaw was. Did I get compliments on them when I take them? Yeah. A lot of people's like, man, where'd you get this painted? So I always took a lot of pride in that. They weren't perfect, but I did it. I could even post some links to some of the ones I've painted in the past if you want to see. So I didn't want to go that route with this truck. I didn't want to do a full restoration, and for the price of the truck, the things that are going on outside in my personal life, this is the direction and the way I wanted to go with this truck. So it's kind of fitting, right? But I'm doing the right body prep work on it, so it's going to be nice and straight. But I've kind of tried this stuff out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've got a gallon of military olive drab in my eBay cart, but I haven't bought it yet because I'm pretty happy with how this stuff has turned out. So
the final product will look. You just said this is a fog coat,
this is
right?
a fog coat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you'll sand this down and.
Yep. Hit it with some 400 wet. And then,
the thing that I like about that is that if you get it scratched, or whatever happens to it, you know how to fix it.
It's an easy touch-up.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes.
All right, this is giving me inspiration for my Camaro, but I want to do my Camaro flat black, I think. And Matt just said that's really hard to do, so I don't know. But hey, it can be done, and it can be done on a budget. All right, Matt, so what's the next steps?
Next steps are keep chipping away at it. Really, that rusted spot on the windshield, that was just taking all the wind out of my sails. So now that we've got the windshield out, and I can fix that rust spot there and on the other side, then I can get the windshield back. That was really stopping me.
Yeah.
You've had those where
absolutely.
you just come up on a project, you just like, man, it's just such a mountain to climb.
Yep, and then you just start climbing it one step at a time. Yep.
So I think we get that patched up. I'll feel good about those repairs. Then I think the ball will start rolling, and then we'll start going pretty quick and get that motor work done, get the motor thrown together. I've got most of the parts to assemble the motor. I've got the 14 bolt for the rear. Do need to find those calipers or whole axle for the front to swap over, so it's all 8 lug. And then finish up the body work and buy some more of that stuff. 12 pack of beer and a weekend to spray paint, and we'll be good to go.
That was good, man. You get a little, all of a sudden he's like little Mr. He's like, no, Aaron, turn the camera towards me, please.
You were in there.
No, that's like it's funny to watch him because it's funny. He's not uncomfortable at all. Like most people are like, oh my God, don't put the camera on me. And Matt's like, how do I look?
And all that stuff, and we
Oh, you're still filming.
So. I am still filming.
This is the banter you were talking about, right?
This is the blooper reel that you can post.
So she'll leave the snotsicles in there.
Snotsicles.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think she looks good, man. I'm really excited to.
Yeah, I mean, no kidding. I'm glad we did talk about that, because that really, I'm sure people get in there with their projects where it just, you have something just stops you in your tracks. That was my deal breaker. Now, when I get that fixed, and then we'll be rolling.
Yeah.
We'll be in good
Yeah.
shape. And like I said, the other
I
shit
went through the
outside my
same
life.
thing with my Jeep with the wiring.
Yeah.
And I pulled all the wiring out of my Jeep, and I'm like, I'm not comfortable with wiring,
yeah.
right? But you're committed at that point. I'm definitely not going to pay a shop to do it.
Yeah.
And I just started kind of working on it, and it's amazing how it kind of unfolded.
Yeah.
And other than, I mean, all my wiring is perfect. All my
Yeah.
lights work. Everything works.
Well, and you get that sense of pride of doing it yourself.
100%. And The other cool
put a
thing
price
is
on
that if anything electrically goes wrong with my Jeep, I know exactly how to fix it.
And who to blame?
And who to blame, because I wired the thing, right? So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is a good project, man. I really like it. I can't wait to see it, you know, one color, you know, the bed's securely on.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cool.
Yep.
And it's gonna be kind of a cool truck to drive around, you know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
good old square bodies. You just can't beat them. You
Yeah.
can't beat them.
Yeah. She'll sound good too.
Yeah.
That lumping
Single
big lump.
single turn down.
Single 3-inch turn down, yeah, or 2.5, maybe just single 2.5-inch turn down, yeah.
Yeah, when I got my Camaro, I ordered it from California. I bought it on eBay, sight unseen, from California. I had to have it shipped here, and then when it came in on the car hauler, Matt was there. It was up on the top
Second
rack.
level or whatever, yeah, top level.
Yeah, and he's looking under it, and he doesn't say, "Hey, John, that's a great looking car." He
really
says,
solid under here,
"He says,
which it is.
What's up with the single turn down muffler? The single turn down exhaust?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's dark. I can't even see it." And he has not let me live that down.
I won't.
Even though I didn't do it. I didn't put it on there.
But it really bothers you, so that's why I'm not letting it go.
Yeah, it seems to bother Matt more than it
Well,
bothers me.
we're gonna fix that Camaro with 3-inch.
Oh yeah, no,
wheels
it'll
on
be
that,
done right.
yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
done right shortly. So,
Yeah.
well, cool. All right, so appreciate you guys checking out the video. You know, watching the other videos on the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Thanks for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.